I'm Liam.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Sid.
And we did our presentation over arthropods. So who is included in the arthropod phylum? Well, there's 4 classes. First is the chelosaurids, and these are going to be your spiders, ticks, and your scorpions. And then the extinct class of the arthropods is the trilobites. And the third class that we have is the crustaceans, which include lobsters, crab, and shrimp. And the last class that we have is the Uniramians, which include insects, which is the largest part, and centipedes. Yeah,
So, you may be asking yourself, what was the most important evolutionary trait for the arthropods? We came up with that the most significant evolutionary trait for the arthropods was the development of their exoskeleton. Their exoskeleton allowed arthropods to defend against predators and protect their bodies while also allowing them to move at a quick pace while escaping these predators.
So some other adaptations that they developed can be shown here. I'll just skim through a couple of these. One of them is the adaptability of their body structure and organs. And a big adaptation for them was when they developed their small size and their mobility, including flying insects, which was huge, allowed them to get away from predators. They had a light body and they could swing low. So there are 5 things that the arthropods are characterized by. The first thing is an exoskeleton. Their bodies don't have internal bones for support, and they produce a hard exoskeleton made of chitin, which is a mixture of carbohydrates, lipids, and protein, and it covers their body like armor. And what's interesting about this is they actually shed their exoskeleton. They also have segmented layers of their bodies, which are usually divided into 2 or 3 parts. 3 other main things that arthropods are characterized by are the jointed appendages, which are jointed limbs attached to the hard exoskeletons that allow for flexibility and movement, and they bend in only one direction but allow for sufficient predatory and defense actions. They also have bilateral symmetry. As you can see in the picture on the right, they can be divided into 2 mirror images. The 5th main characteristic of the arthropods is the open circulatory system, and us as humans, we have a closed circulatory system, and in a closed one, blood is pumped through the arthropod sinuses. Some other characteristics that they have are they have antennae, eyes, and our sources at the bottom.
The environment of the arthropods varies. Because the arthropods are so diverse in where they live, arthropods such as crabs live near water, and spiders live on land, and other insects can live near land and water.
So how do arthropods obtain and digest food, and how do they reproduce? Well, their role in the ecosystem is that they're a predator, and they digest their food through the mouth, and that leads to the rest of the organism's digestive system. And they reproduce through using sexual reproduction, and it can be done internally or externally, which is when the female lays the eggs and the male fertilizes them.
After the arthropods eat all this food, they have to get rid of it somehow, and how they do that is easier than you think. So they exchange gases through the small tubes in their exoskeleton, and after that, they have all this built-up waste. So how they get rid of it is kind of like humans. They poop it out of their anus. no matter how much you may hate arthropods, they benefit humans exponentially. First off, they pollinate their food, and if we did not have pollinated food, we would not be able to eat practically any food. There wouldn't be any plants or salad, and the animals that we eat plants. So if they didn't have plants to eat, we wouldn't be able to slice them up and eat their meat. Also, they eat waste. And if this is very important, because if they didn't eat waste, there'd literally be piles of crap all around the world that smell really bad, and no one would want to look at that. They also keep the population of weeds in check. They eat weeds, they eat the plants, and if they weren't going to eat the weeds, there would be weeds everywhere. So that's good.